Uh-oh. That doesn't sound great. So if you clicked on this video and saw the teaser, you know this isn't about the 620. I'm still working on it. I got a couple of things done. My best friend Steve messaged me, and he has a pretty special project, and he's most of the way done with it, just having a few little problems with some wiring things. So I drove up to Rainier to help him out with it. So let's go. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. So here it is. Buddy's 1970, I'll have to ask him, 240Z. And this is what we're working on today. This is the old ECU relay control panel that I built to power the SR20 and my Datsun 620. Luckily, the older Nissan engines kind of run off the same different types of relays. One of them for the fuel pump, one of them that powers up the ECU when it needs to, and one of them that controls a couple of sensors, such as the O2 sensor and the idle air control. So obviously this needs a little bit of tidying up as we need to finish wiring a couple of things and figure out one of these relays isn't triggering like it's supposed to. There's also a few little gremlins that are giving him some grief that we'll take care of. So the gremlins that I was talking about, he told me he had a misfire code that was an ignition fault. We suspected fuel pressure. There was a problem with the alternator, and one of those relays that I showed were not quite triggering properly and not staying on when it needed to stay on. It wasn't getting the right signal. So we jumped in and test fired it up to get an idea of how it was running, and so I could hear the misfire if we could get it to do it, and then hooked up the fuel pressure tester and eliminated that problem first. So here we go. Misfiring.
Fuse back in?
Nope. I just did this.
Oh.
Nice. There we go. Should jump right up. Do you remember what the base fuel pressure is? Oh, about 50. Yep, sounds about right. Fire that bitch up. Yeah, that's pretty steady.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, didn't really go anywhere. So with the fuel pressure problem checked off, we moved on to removing the alternator and taking it to our local Napa to figure out if it was functioning or not. Took the alternator to Napa, and they told us it was so. Oh, sorry. They told us that it wasn't running. It wasn't gonna work. And then we had a problem with the truck. So back to the shop. Okay, so the alternator had failed, as we mentioned, and believe it or not, here in the US, we don't have Skyline alternators at the store. So on his old, what is this, a L24? His original L24, we pulled off the GM1 wire he was running and bolted it onto the RB, and beautiful. There we go. A little bit of alternator squeal there. So, GM1 wire swapped one wire over to be a key on ignition to power that relay, and now we're gonna go on a test drive. Give her some juice! What? Give her some juice! Uh-oh. That doesn't sound great. Yeah. Now it sounds fine. Huh?
That's me just warning.
Oh, really? So, test drive did not go super well. So we're putting the factory coils back in and hoping that fixes the misfire. It's a brand new day. Hard body is in punishment. We did some wiring, replaced one of the wires, fixed up the alternator. Now we're going for test drive number 2. Back into the depths. Woo, that thing looks good. All right. So after swapping out that alternator to the GM1 wire and switching the feed or trigger on the run relay over to a more appropriate source, that all seemed to work out and it was starting and running normally. So anyways, if you liked this content with the Z or other vehicles, let me know, drop a comment and tell me what you think, and keep your eyes peeled for more updates on the 620 soon, and thanks for watching.